You've seen him on Jubilee, maybe you've seen him on TikTok. But before all of that, Dean Withers was doing this.
While you guys are at home sitting on your asses, I just took a private jet out to LA with $1 million in this rental passenger seats in a coach duffel bag. Couple grand in the lap. I'm about to go drop it at Louis Vuitton. Living my dream life. What are you doing? Nothing. I posted that video not even 2 minutes ago and it already has 2 thumbs down. Your ego is the problem. Accept the ridicule. Learn from the ridicule. Grow from the ridicule. E-business as a cornerstone to developing you as a person, as well as your income online and your skill set. The university will teach highly specific skills, such as influencer management and advanced cryptocurrency trading, as well as more generalized and basic ones, such as Amazon FBA or Shopify e-commerce. I believe that going into individual trades and how to make money online is important. I also believe what is even more important is getting your mindset in the right place and growing your mindset through the right principles. Another cornerstone of the platform will be teaching these principles. The University of E-Business will be a completely interactive, online, independent platform in which students will be able to learn through various online courses by various coaches and instructors. Do not miss out on the opportunity. We will be opening up pre-sales tomorrow, the price being public as well. More information coming very soon. I'm very happy about this, and I hope that every single one of you are as well, because this will literally change your fucking life.
I get a new type of cancer every time I watch that. It's so unbearable. Now, before I go on to tell you that Dean is a disingenuous fake grifter with zero integrity, let me say that almost everything Dean argues about, I actually agree with, and I think he's really good at it. He doesn't often appeal to emotion, he's logical, and he knows a lot of facts. He seems like somebody that sits down and really tries to learn things so that he can tell the truth. And this video won't end his online career. It's not going to do anything for mine. This isn't going to be the video that makes Planet Peterson explode. You know, I don't know what her name is, but that chick that's been doing all these videos exposing Mr. Beast and like their product lines and how there's mold in the cheese and stuff like that. I'm not gonna make more than one video about this. I'm not trying to clout chase or anything like that. I just think that telling the truth matters. And also, there is some personal history between Dean and I that I can use to show that he's a very fake person. So Dean got into some hot water not that long ago because some DMs that he sent back in 2019 got leaked where he was using the N-word talking to his friends. And by he got into some hot water, I mean like literally nobody in his cult cared whatsoever. I don't know how old he was in 2019, but probably like 16 or 17. I don't actually care. I think this is wrong, but two dumbass teenage kids who just say that in their private conversations because they think it's funny or whatever, I don't think that makes the world a worse place. These people grow up and they grow out of those types of things. And Dean appears to be somebody who did that. But it is really just the most ironic thing ever that the cancel culture tone policing lefties who try to dox people who do something disagreeable that gets caught on cell phone camera. Every single week, there's some new viral video on TikTok, and all of the top comments are people writing down what this person's name is, where they work, where they live, and all this other shit. The same kind of people who will dig through somebody's Twitter going all the way back to 2008 to try to cancel like a professional athlete or a politician for something stupid they said. All of a sudden, the statute of limitations is just a couple of years, and that stuff doesn't matter when it's, when it's somebody on your side. But wait, there's more. I'm not going to read this. You can read it yourself. Now, this was early 2022. Okay, now the oldest TikTok video I could find of Dean where he posted was from October of 2022. But he had been doing live streams for a while at that point, because if you read the comments in that video, it's people talking about like, oh yeah, you got that crazy lady so good with your argument from the live stream. So he was already, debating people on progressive issues at that time in 2022. So do I think that Dean suddenly went from being a homophobe and an alt-right person or some shit like that, I don't even know, to a leftist in 1 year? No. Now, why did he say those things to that person? I don't really know. I guess he was just trying to cyber bully him. So I don't think in early 2022, Dean was some like deeply homophobic, alt-right, toxically masculine, whatever. And then somehow a couple months later in that year, he turned into a leftist. No, I think in 2022, he was against homophobia, but he would still talk like that in private. So what I think is he is a grifter. 3 years ago, he was posing next to a gym bag full of cash, being a wannabe Dan Blizzarin and displaying some of that toxic masculinity, while somehow also managing to be extremely metrosexual at the same time. That's really hard to pull off. And he was doing that in order to, if you watched that entire thing, con people out of their money. Has he changed?
You said that I am a fraud, that I'm a scam, and I'm just doing this for people's money. Gail, I appreciate you for the subscription. I've already fucking clarified that no, that's not fucking true.
Interrupting himself to say thank you for the money in the middle of a sentence saying I'm not doing this for the money. No, he hasn't changed at all. His script has changed, but Dean has not. Now, do I think that Dean and the rest of the Disney Democrats say the N-word in their group chats? No, I do not think that. Do I think Dean thinks it's illogical and morally wrong to be homophobic? Yes, I do think that. I also think that he personally thinks saying that's gay is not a crime against humanity, but he pretends to be someone who does think that. He's fake. I don't know exactly where this post came from because it was copy and pasted multiple times, but this person put it really well. The first half of it is sort of, I don't necessarily agree with everything, but this part from the middle on down was absolutely perfect. For somebody who has benefited off of marginalized groups, it's disgusting and shameful. He bases his whole platform off of groups that he's not a part of, and then behind closed doors, he acts in a different way. Now, how else do I know that he's completely fake? Well, because I've seen Dean behind closed doors before, and he's a dishonest piece of shit. Dean was central to the way that cancel culture went after me, and I lost my job. He teamed up with Irish, the leprechaun, the pissed off SJW with sand in his vagina. Man, if you don't know that story, there's a few videos about it you can go watch. For those of you that kind of know the story, I'll just cut straight to the point. Irish used Dean's Discord server with thousands of people in it to spread his lies and recruit people behind that movement. We told Dean immediately when all this started happening and sent Dean all of the photographic evidence of Irish's past criminal behavior. His holy crap, he's a sexual predator, and here are the photos that prove it. Criminal behavior. And not only did Dean do nothing about it, he joined Irish on live streams and said that he hopes that I lose my job. Now, after that stuff had, between me losing my job and Irish starting this whole thing inside of Dean's server, I talked to Dean on a voice call. There was another witness to this. I'm not going to say who they are in the future if I have to. In case Dean denies this story, then we'll go there. But Dean said we were just basically re-explaining to Dean that every single thing that this psychopath has been saying is false, that he's a dangerous criminal person, and that Dean perpetuated these lies and allowed his platform to be used to spread them. So there should be a correction to this. But anyways, I talked to him on the phone, and he said that he has seen how other people who have defended me took a lot of backlash. So even if we proved to Dean that all of the claims were false, he would never make any kind of statement about it, even though his platform was used to do this and he personally said, I should be fired. The truth and integrity, those things don't matter to a person like Dean. He cares about nothing other than his image, which is required for him to take money from people because he's a prosperity preacher for wokeness. He's the Donald Trump of leftism. He gives them representation. He's a voice for them, but he's also faking it. Not all of it, but some of it. Could I ever imagine Dean admitting something that he personally believes if it meant he would lose 1% of his followers? Not in a million years. Now, I don't think that Dean is secretly a Republican. He's not like one of those preachers that loses their faith, becomes an atheist, but just, keeps preaching because that's what they do. What he is fake. He is that way because he cares about nothing other than his brand, his image that he's building up. He's basically signed a non-disclosure agreement with himself. I revile people like this. Again, rhetorically, I basically support all of the issues. Like, I'm on his side of pretty much all the issues. I don't agree with the style. I mean, these leftist people online who's, we have a similar sort of agenda, but they're obviously losers. They didn't help the liberal cause in any meaningful way whatsoever. In fact, I find the way they go about doing what they do, I find that all that does is push people away because they're saying, well, you can't be part of the club because you're not lefty enough. There are plenty of people who are kind of more like libertarian politically, which is coded more to the right, but they're very liberal and progressive on social issues. These are people like David Portnoy, for example, who's completely against restrictions on abortion, for example. But maybe they're heterodox on trans issues, or maybe they just simply think that comedians who make jokes about things like that are funny. And what leftists do is they tell these people that they're terrible people, and these people are running to the right. Some people will, die for what they believe in. And I mean, in principle, I can kind of understand that. But what people on the left seem to be willing to do is to become political losers for what they believe in. It's as if they don't want the coalition on their side that would get them over the hump of winning elections because they're not progressive enough. That's not the point of this video, so we're not going to go any further into it than that. But that's my story. That's what I know, and that's what I'm sticking with.